such an important player for this team.
A headline grabber and a game changer.
If he's not creating, he's scoring.
He has been spot on.
It's popped out to Blanco again! Brilliantly curled in! Nani at pace, and it's been turned in. Sebastián Blanco, and it scores! Nani trying to curl it beautifully. And Orlando City will host their own final party at MLS Is Back.
Sebastián Blanco and Nani, two of the standout performers of the MLS Is Back tournament and instrumental in the Portland Timbers and Orlando City SC earning their places in the final. Orlando had home advantage as the host city, but the Timbers had the edge when it came to big game experience.
I'm a firm believer that the advantage is only what we're going to do on the field in the particular game. All the added things that we think prior are not consequence of what is going to be in the match. We have to perform in the game, and if that is going to be something in our favor, we have to make sure that we put it in place in the game and that we execute the plan that we have set forward and that we keep a lot of tranquility, maturity, balance emotionally and on the game as well, in order for us to be able to resolve the situations that we're going to encounter in the match. Each match we have gotten to become better and better, and I think maybe that's one thing also that Orlando has done through the tournament. They have earned a little more confidence each game that they have gone through. So I think that's why it's going to be an interesting match, a good match, and a very competitive match.
We've shown a lot of quality, not only the way that we're playing, but in our identity and as our character. We're seeing out results in tough games where, you know, we're up by one goal and maybe sometimes we have to bunker in and show some real grit. And I think that when you combine that with the quality in our play coming out of the back, along with the mentality of the guys, I think that it's been really strong and really important. And that's credit to Oscar as well as the rest of the coaching staff who have us feeling fit. We feel strong, we have attention to the details and clear roles and expectations per every guy on the pitch. So I think that when you combine all those things together, it's a good recipe for success. Obviously, we have to treat it as any other game and not try and think too hard about the result, because the harder that we think about it and the harder that we try and grasp it, the further that it will get away from us. So we need to focus on just the process of doing what we do, of playing our game, of playing confidently and believing in each other, because ultimately we know that we have the quality and a good enough team to go out and win the game.
In addition to the trophy and prize money, a place in next year's CONCACAF Champions League was also on offer to the winners. Your commentators for the MLS Is Back tournament final, David Prutton and Phil Blacker.
Well, let's have a look at the team, starting with the Timbers, who are unchanged from their semi-final success over Philadelphia 6 days ago. Jimmy Chara hasn't recovered from a thigh injury, so misses out tonight, meaning a third straight start for Marvin Larrea. Jimmy's brother, Diego Chara, hasn't missed a minute of the tournament so far, though. Keeper Steve Clark and DP Sebastián Blanco, the only others to start every game for Portland. Four-goal Jeremy Abobasi again keeps Jaroslav Niezgoda and Felipe Mora on the bench. Both strikers were signed ahead of this season, but haven't been able to break into the starting lineup on a regular basis. Well, this is becoming a very familiar Orlando lineup, unchanged throughout the knockout stages so far for a fourth straight match now. Dom Dwyer is the only absentee in an otherwise fully fit squad. Knee surgery has ended his campaign, so Tesho Akindele continues to lead the line. 9 of the 11 have started every match at the competition, with Jackson Mendes preferred to Junior Urso in midfield since the group stage. 7 of these Lions have made the shortlist for the MLS Is Back Best 11, so impressive have they been so far. So the stage is almost set then. Orlando on home soil, but in their change kit, all in the white tonight. And Timbers in their traditional colours, in the green. Almost identical records for these two sides so far in getting to this stage. Well, the message that Black Lives Matter has been reinforced by all the players, staff and officials before every game at this competition. which started with that powerful display organised by the MLS Black Players for Change group before the very first fixture. Everybody again taking the knee ahead of the final. Orlando City kicked off this competition back on the 8th of July. Few at that stage expected them to still be here to do likewise in the final. A side yet to even reach the MLS playoffs in their first 5 years in the league, but now just 90 minutes away from a trophy. Portland, though, provide proven pedigree, MLS Cup winners in 2015 and runners-up 3 years later. These two sides have showed themselves as worthy finalists, and on current form, it's hard to split them. Blanco desperate to clinch qualification to the CONCACAF Champions League, which is part of the prize for tonight's winners. He delivers dangerously here in towards Abobasi. Galese's first real test of the night is one that he was equal to. Did catch Abobasi in the process.
Good goalkeeping, but a brave attempt at a header by Abobasi. Only casting aspersions on strikers, but you would see some that would duck out of this challenge, because you've just at the corner of your eye, you can see the goalkeeper making his move.
Now Abobasi towards Blanco, outnumbered. Doesn't always stop him, but he ran out of room this time.
Rarity for Sebastián Blanco, wasn't it? Miscontrolling of the ball. Nice little ball back into him there. Just jumps up from foot onto knee. Can't bring it under his spell.
I did say qualifying for the Champions League was a stated personal aim of his when he made the move to the Timbers. He played in the Europa League and the Copa Libertadores, the Copa Sudamericana earlier in his career as well. It's a crack at the CONCACAF Champions League. The Timbers have qualified for twice before, last in 2016. This all about the winner tonight at this MLS Is Back Tournament, and this is a promising Portland possession for Diego Valeri to size up the free kick. It's a good ball as well by Valeri, and there is the opening goal. It's Mabiala who met it, and the Timbers in front just past the midway point of this first half in the final. It's Laris Mabiala. Brilliant ball by Valeri, and Orlando with it all to do.
No wonder it draws big smiles. It's quite simply a stunning ball into the box by Diego Valeri. Put into such a difficult position. Galese can't come out to claim the ball. He's not necessarily rooted to his line. He just knows that if he does vacate that position, it leaves even more of the goal open for Mabiala. What a cross-in that is. Once the ball is headed towards goal, can Galese do more? Well, that is as perfect a ball in as you're going to see. Not seen much of Valeri in the opening half an hour. The class of the man, though, stands out in this instance. Wonderful ball in, well-taken header.
First goal of the season for the centre-back. His last coming on that decision day at the end of last season. 52nd birthday for Oscar Pereira just yesterday, which he spent fine-tuning his side's preparations.
Something sparked off a debate, a discussion. He's just trying to wrestle back control of the game. It's just like Sebastián Blanco is trying to tell the Orlando City head coach just to get his team, his management team behind him, just to pipe down a little bit.
We're now having a word with Oscar Pereira.
All friends again now, it looks like. Just about. Just about.
Ends amicably enough for now. There might be more in that story. The Argentinian and the Colombian. This one's away from Duval. Matunio able to tease it forward. This is Nani. He is able to get the cross in towards Pereira. Oh, fast feed and a fine finish to level it up for the Lions. Made by Nani, scored by Mauricio Pereira, who was so alert to the opportunity and quickest to react. 1-1.
It was really good play on the left-hand side by Nani. Cristobal's teammates telling him to push him wide, push him wide. Such is the quality of the man. I thought Williamson had done enough, though, to track the run of Pereira. It's a little bit unfortunate because he does get in the way of the ball into the box. he senses the danger, gets back, looking to make the interception. Just bounces kindly for Pereira. He's the first man to react, stabs it home.
A second Orlando goal for Mauricio Pereira. They've both come at this competition. He opened his account against the Union. That'll be a free kick. Not insignificant prize money at stake for the players as well. $300,000 for the winning team to share around. Double that of the runners-up. But it is pride, really, that they're playing for, a trophy that they're playing for, and glory for their supporters. Many of whom have been suffering in their home cities with the rest of the country, the rest of the world, really. This is promising for Orlando. Pereira touching it wide. Moutinho, Müller, swinging out of foot, not quite making the contact he was hoping for.
Just in front of him, wasn't it? Not seen too much of Müller so far in this first half. Something that needs to be addressed going into the second 45. Plenty of chat. The young Orlando City forward. Skids and skips up along the surface. Gets it all wrong.
Has been skipping off the surface after some heavy rain earlier. And that is that for the first half here of the final. Well, there's been a real symmetry en route to this final for both of these clubs, and they still can't be separated. It's despite Laris Mabiala leading a brilliant ball from Diego Valeri to put the Timbers in front, but that first half lead lasted just a dozen minutes before Mauricio Pereira levelled it up for the Lions. That equalising goal coming 6 minutes before half-time. It is still anyone's final, really, from here. Still so tough to call at this stage. We're at half-time in Orlando. The MLS Is Back final. It's the Portland Timbers 1, Orlando City 1. What has the story got from here at the ESPN Wide World of Sports complex? So it's the Timbers then that get the action restarted, looking to try and reclaim their lead. It is a record-breaking competition because it has officially been recognised as the largest single-location professional soccer tournament anywhere in the world. Now that is a free kick just outside the area. Laria got himself into a really promising position. It's a yellow card for João Moutinho. His heart would have been in his mouth for a moment.
Moutinho found himself in a really tricky situation. He had come across to cover the danger, but thankfully for Moutinho, Janssen is there. Stops him being the last man, doesn't it?
Valeri standing over it in the centre. Maria and Chara either side of him. Diego Valeri tried to take the wall out of the equation, but Galacy had read his intentions.
It's a quick whip down the side of the wall is after, isn't it? It's that gap that's opened up. It's his only real option.
And he whip on the corner as well, and it comes through towards Abobasi. Good save, Galacy. And they can't quite get to the rebound either. Janssen did well to snuff out the danger, but a fine stop, and it's the Peruvian keeping Portland out right now.
Superb save, such a strong left hand. Abobasi smashes it back towards goal. Yes, they've got safety in numbers, Orlando, but it's down to the goalkeeper. Good reactions.
Crucial stages of this final. Diego Valeri's corner. And all the way through here towards Williamson. Just needed the touch. And the Timbers are back on top. It's Zuparic who got that touch from right in front of goal. Portland's lead is restored. They're closing in on silverware. Their pressure here paying off.
Look how much it means to Gia Savarese. He stands such an important time to score. But from Orlando's point of view, how on earth has Eric Williamson got this much time and space to be able to bring the ball down? There's fully 3 touches before he sends the ball goalwards. Once that happens, though, as Orlando come out, you've got to come out marking. Who on earth has got Zuparic there? But somebody somewhere has got to pick him up. It's not the most discreet presence either, the big defender.
Both the centre-backs on the score sheet for Savarese's side. The offenders stayed down after that coming together with Nani. The referee and his assistant over there, Kyle Atkins, got a bit of sorting out to do. Nani is the recipient of the yellow card. She looks a little bemused by. This might clear it up.
I'll be honest, it's a replay that does neither player any favours whatsoever, does it? My word.
Not at all.
Pathetic doesn't quite cover that.
The similarities in the paths that the coaches have taken, both making their names, having arrived as young players from South America to establish themselves in MLS and then cutting their coaching teeth at respective academies before really looking to build something in the top job. Strong play to win the free kick.
Diego Chara, who was all smiles earlier on in the game, doesn't want to attract too much attention from the referee. The first yellow card was a culmination of several fouls that he committed. Doesn't want to see his side down to 10 men in this last 10 minutes of the game or so.
With the little flick and just took a nick, I think, on the way through, whistling just wide. He connected with plenty of power.
Janssen was the man that took the shot on. Wasn't too bad a strike, was it?
Well, this is interesting, isn't it? Position for Orlando in the last minute now of the 90. From the free kick, Pereira, with virtually everybody in white to aim for. He's been this close to an exit before, of course, in the quarter-finals against LAFC and salvaged it. In by Pereira. Well defended by the Timbers, who can counter through Diego Chara. Polo ahead of him. And plenty of support as well. This is Diego Valeri to try and wrap it up. Galese having none of it, beats it away. Here's Goda. Valeri. Looks as if he might well head, or attempt to head for the corner here. He's actually drawn the foul and will certainly settle for that.
Good play. Counter-attacking play by the Timbers. Likes to take the shot on, but I think Moore is the man that he should be playing in.
There's Pereira. Now Nani. And he's going to get the decision. Cristoval thought he was away and gone.
It initially looked like good defending, didn't it, from Cristoval to stay on his feet. So nick the ball off Nani. Took it a kick through the Portuguese international. Don't think, Phil, that Gio Savarese agreed with that decision. Just a hunch.
Not quite sure what gave you that idea. There's the free kick then. Nani will take it. Janssen with a touch. A little bit panicky in there. Still the chance, though. Well, it was a chance. It fell at the feet of Kyle Smith. And you wonder if they'll get a better one.
I think this is a very, very serviceable chance for Smith. Just the total crowd scene. He makes a complete hash of that, doesn't he? All it needs to be is guided towards the Timbers goal. Galese probably thinking that that could have been the chance to get them back into it.
Is this going to be the final say in the scoring to settle it deep into added time? Not quite, nearly, but not quite. Blanco gets set to try and start those celebrations. But the Timbers are on the up here. They are seconds away from silverware. Portland Timbers, MLS is back champions. A hard-fought victory for Giovanni Savarese and his side. They have gone all the way in Orlando, and they will be making the long trip home with the trophy. For Orlando City, this bubble has finally burst. So near and yet so far at a tournament where they established themselves as contenders, really for the first time. but fell at the final hurdle. It's the proven pedigree of Portland that prevail in the final. The Lions beaten here with a final score in Florida of the Portland Timbers 2, Orlando City 1.
On behalf of our players and our staff and our club, we congratulate Portland for getting the trophy, and we keep moving on. The respect that I have for our players and their effort and the message that they have sent to our fans about the commitment and about the objectives that we trace already. It's great.
We wanted to be here from the day one. We wanted to compete, and we show everyone our passion from the soccer. And our passion brings us to the final and make everyone dream about winning a trophy. Unlucky we didn't get that one, but everyone saw what we did, and everyone saw our quality of football.
I always think that the more difficult the fight is, then the more beautiful the victory is at the end. Obviously, we wanted to play maybe better today, but you know, at the end of the day, you don't play finals, you just win it. And we will just remember the winner of this MLS Is Back Tournament and this Portland.
These Portland players know exactly what this will mean to the supporters watching on with such pride back home, 3,000 miles away in Oregon. MLS is back, and nobody can topple the Timbers.
It's going to be a great memory because he's special, he was unique, and being able to lift this trophy that gives us right now the possibility to compete outside the United States in the CONCACAF Champions is a special feeling. Who knows if there will be another tournament like this, but at least we feel proud that we were able to get, this one and bring another trophy to Portland. Back to our thanks.
Congratulations to the Portland Timbers, the MLS Is Back winners, who in turn booked their place in the 2021 CONCACAF Champions League. An impressive display by Orlando throughout the competition showed signs of a bright future under Oscar Perea. And it's a future that begins almost immediately, as regular season play is set to resume in this landmark 25th year of Major League Soccer.
It's 1996, the beginning. It's just a dream. For the new North American soccer, it's skill, it's style, it's community, it's teams, it's more teams, oh yes it is. It's fans, family, future, it's a generation, it's movement. It's 25 years deep, and it's just getting started.
After FC Dallas and Nashville meet twice in 5 days, the league returns in full on Friday the 21st of August with Rivalry Week and the first New York derby of the year. The LA Galaxy have an immediate opportunity to avenge their recent drubbing by LAFC and their tournament Golden Boot winner Diego Rossi. And it's an all-Florida affair as Orlando face expansion side Inter Miami. Seattle lock horns with bitter rivals Portland, and it's with the MLS Is Back winners that we leave you, victors of a unique competition.
Major League Soccer has risen to the challenge, and what lies ahead is a festival of football.
It's a super strike. Maganola is in for a hat-trick.
And here comes Rossi for a hat-trick.
Wow, exactly. All to play for now. Win and stick around.
Diego Rossi, a chance to seal, and he has. And they're through to the quarterfinals.
How about that?
Aronson, neatly done.
Lovely ball as well. Santos, 3.
Orlando City have pulled off the upset.
And then there were 2. Portland and Orlando. And it's crept in. MLS is back, and so are the Portland Timbers.
This copyrighted broadcast of Major League Soccer may not be retransmitted, reproduced, or rebroadcast without the express written consent of Major League Soccer.